Of course, whenever there's a Cinderella, there has to be, I guess, to mix metaphors, the giant that gets slayed. I guess if you're the David, there has to be the Goliath of this story. And the Goliath of this story, for the second time in 3 years, getting bounced out as it was a 2-seed a couple tournaments ago. And now as a 3-seed, it's Kentucky. Again, Coach Cal. And I saw an interesting point from Jay Wright on the post game where he said in this day and age where kids are staying in college longer and you're taking on teams that have more veteran presences, and he ascribed it to NIL keeping kids in school where they're not going to leave to try and get a pro career that they're probably not going to go and make the same amount of money that they could make it with NIL. Clearly, Jack Galkey's not, maybe he can start making some NIL money. I'm hoping people are calling him up today, So that said, he said that the way that Coach Cal's been going about his business, getting a ton of young players all together and getting them, hopefully up to speed enough to win tournament games in a row and win the whole thing and cut down nets before you cut them loose and send them to the NBA where they're going to be outstanding. I mean, take a look at the NBA. There are Kentucky Wildcats from Coach Cal's program absolutely everywhere. And you want them, too, in the same way that, the Eagles are all over Georgia Bulldogs, right?
Yeah, true,
like,
true.
you if you can get a Kentucky Wildcat, get him. So that's understood. But unfortunately for Kentucky, that doesn't work anymore. Jay Wright said basically that the one-and-done teams are dead. They're dead. Just that it's not the way to go about it anymore. And he's wondering if Coach Cal might realize that and go in a different direction. And now there's even conversation that Kentucky might cut Coach Cal loose. Because, blue blood programs aren't used to this sort of, in the same way that Jack Galkey's your spirit animal and you still, are rooting for a kid who just busted up your bracket. I'm sure Kentucky's like, we don't care about this Cinderella story.
Right.
Yeah. So this is what Coach Cal had to say after the game.
This one hurt because they are the kind of team you love coaching. And, I wanted them to advance because of all that they've been through. And I wanted them to have a chance to relish and cherish this event. I've been through it 20-some times. My teams have done really well. We've lost a couple of these now. But this is their time. We're better than we played, but you got to give Oakland credit. I mean, they out-rebounded. They got 16 offensive rebounds. Come on. One of them was late. Come on. I mean, we've had that issue, but, there was some breakdown stuff, but, we had our chances.
They did. And if you're going to give up offensive rebounds like that and have a kid like Galkey go heat checking all over the place and throwing in 10 of 23s and then other players performing up to their speed and they believe. I mean, FAU just tipped off against Northwestern to start Friday's March Madness insanity. And FAU, as we all know, who the hell had them in the Final Four? Who had them? Right? And now all of a sudden I'm looking at Florida Atlantic thinking maybe Northwestern could do Michigan a favor and bounce Dusty May right now. So we can call him up. I'm serious. Like that's the March Madness now. And Blue Bloods, as I told you yesterday, we went off the air. I'm like 5-12. That's the old upset, seeding matchup. Now I said look out for 3-14. And 3 got by 14 out of Oakland, which, yes, folks, we all learned yesterday, isn't in Northern California. You know it now.
Is that school near Michigan, Ann Arbor?
It's close enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's close enough to drive your car there and start Ubering around. So, big week for upsets, man. Just got started. And it got started against Kentucky again. And you got to wonder if Coach Cal is going to start reconfiguring the way he builds a team. because they got again. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.